that way that we can practice substitution a little bit more, because some of y'all this morning, well, none of you came to 0 period. You were in here for 4 minutes. Not even 4 minutes, like 4 seconds.
That's why you asked for here, right?
But you could have said to do your work.
I did not.
Jamie was in here. She took her test. So we're going to practice this so that we can make sure we are all on the same page on substitution. So even if you turn in your homework, I still want you to have a piece of paper out so that you can work on this.
Miss
Yes.
Asbury, can I take out my phone for a minute?
No.
For what?
So I can set a reminder to come and take a test?
Yes. Thank you for asking.
You're welcome.
All right, so we're still going to get out a piece of paper.
Where's the paper? That's not the paper I need.
All right, we need to finish B, then we're going to do C. So B, you also needed to finish last night. And remember, yes.
Wait, we're supposed to finish B?
Yes.
Oh, I only did C, D.
Awesome. All right, so that looks like you're texting, not setting a reminder. Can you hustle? All right, so remember, we took what x equaled. Now this time our variable that was by itself was x, and it was solved, and it said y minus 2. Now, am I going to replace x down here, or am I going to replace y?
X.
Y. 0, don't doubt what you're saying. You do need to stop and think first before you yell stuff out, but don't doubt what you're saying. Does this say x equals, or does this say y equals?
X equals.
X equals. So are we going to replace x, or are we going to replace y?
X.
Fantastic, because it says x equals. So that means that we would take this, whatever this is, and we would replace x with that. So if I told you that x was just -2, what would you put in the spot of x?
Negative.
If I told you that x was an Oreo, what would you put in the spot of x? Okay. If it is a freaking Oreo, put it in the spot of x.
Put it in the freaking.
Yes. So now, we replaced it, and we said 4 times y minus 2 plus y equals 2. The reason we did that was because that's what x equals. That is our Oreo. We replaced our Oreo over here. Is everybody with me?
Yeah.
You're not with me, Jamie? Why are you not with me?
Okay.
Okay. Now we distribute, and we get 4y minus 8 plus y equals 2. Does everybody see where I got those numbers from? You were supposed to finish this one last night. Why are we writing?
You told me I had to write it.
But this is on your notes. Did you do this one last night?
Why'd you say get a piece of paper out?
Because for when we do C, D, and E, did you do this last night?
I did that one.
Okay, so just look at your paper and make sure it's right. Baby, that's for C, D, and E.
Oh.
This is B. Get out your notes. Oh, sweet potatoes. Alright, 4y plus y gives us 5y minus 8 equals 2. Then we would add 8 to both sides, and we would get 5y equals 10. So what does y equal?
I couldn't finish writing it since I wrote it out anyway.
Thank you. Take a point for your team. Not you. They take a point. Oh, okay. So now, we know what y equals. How do we find x? Replace. Take another point for your team. So you would say x equals, what is y?
2.
2. Minus 2. So what is 2 minus 2?
2.
Look at you go. Now, our answers to a system are a coordinate. How would we write this as a coordinate? 0, 2. If you said 0, 2 before I did, take a point.
I think only she said it.
Eric said it. He's whispering it over there.
He said 2 0.
He said 0, 2.
You did.
Y'all have been around me too long. Okay, so That was our second well, third technically of substitution. Are we ready for C from the homework? Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so we're going to rewrite our problem. It's y equals 5x plus 1, and this is what you're writing on your separate piece of paper. And 4x plus y equals 16. So your separate piece of paper should look like this. We're going to call this 35C. What are you tripping on, baby? We have out a separate piece of paper and we're writing the homework down. Okay. Alright, so now, this is the substitution, graphing, or elimination. What method have we been practicing? Substitution. So go ahead and write substitution up here. Now, we will get to a point where you choose the one that you want to do, but since this has a variable by itself, we're going to use substitution. Also, it tells us to use substitution. So now, do we have a variable that is by itself?
No. Yes.
Which one?
Y.
Okay, and what does y equal?
5. X. 5.
There we go. Alright, so this is our Oreo. Now, are we going to replace y down here or x?
Y.
Y. Tell me why.
Because it's Y.
Because Y is
Y
one.
equals.
Yes, because it says y equals the Oreo, so we're going to put the Oreo down here. Now, how would we write our new problem?
4x plus Oreo equals 16.
4x plus, what's our Oreo?
5x plus 1.
Equals what? 16. Yeah. Or is it a 10? It's a 10. It's a 10, Blair.
Oh my God. Wait, what's it? I'm lost.
Honey, you're found. It's a 10. I accidentally wrote 16.
Where?
Right here.
Oh, I thought you put
Okay. We found you. Okay. You scare me. Alright, now, we need to combine like terms. So what's 4x plus 5x?
9x. 10.
It's 9. It's 9.
It's 9x. 5 plus 4 is 9.
Plus 1.
You can't combine that one, honey. They're not like terms. That one doesn't have an x on it. Alright, now what do we do from here?
Subtract
1 from 10, right?
Subtract 1. Take a point back there, Mildred Mazzaro. Yes, pumpkin. Alright, what's 10 minus 1?
9.
So what does x equal?
9. Negative 9.
1, isn't it?
What are we doing?
9 divided by 9 is 1, Tater Tot.
Wait,
It's
why?
1.
Divided by 9.
So the people who got it right get a point.
Look, sweetie,
9x equals 9. How do I know to divide?
because that's what we've been doing since September.
But you just put the.
Sweetie, it's 9 times x. When they're right beside each other, it's multiplication. What's the opposite of multiplication?
Division.
So divide both sides. Also, what is the only number in the known universe that you can multiply 9 by and get 9? 9 times 9 is 81.
But 81 has a 1.
It's like the Twilight Zone. Sweetie, do you understand how x equals 1? Mitchell.
Sure.
Okay. Pumpkin.
Totally.
All we did was divide by 9. I just didn't write it.
Why did you write it?
Because by now you should know to divide.
Some of us are slow.
Yeah.
But if you're right, I would never ask that question.
Some of us, including me.
Alright, so now we're going to take x, and what are we going to do with it?
Load it up and put it in the Y.
Plug it in up at the top so that we can find y. We need to find y. Mazzaro, I don't understand what you're getting upset about, son. Between you and Mitchell, I may have a heart attack today. So we have y equals 5. What is our x?
4.
Oh my God.
Oh, I thought we were.
Sweet, sweet, sweet potatoes. What's 5 times 1?
5,
And what's 5 plus 1?
6.
How do we write our coordinate?
6.
1, 6. Take a point, Avery.
Avery.
Why are you so smart?
Like, yeah. No.
Baby,
Why are you?
all she answered was 5 plus 1.
I know. She makes A's on all of her tests.
Yeah.
She don't. She lying.
She cheats you.
She cheats off me. I love how it's recording all this.
I know. Oh. All right.
Good job.
Next one.
Wait.
All right. So, do we have, before we go any further, do we have any questions or confusions on what we do?
Write it down.
What we confused about, Mazzaro?
Okay, like, when you, the one in the 6, like, how do you know if that's important?
Because X always comes first.
One.
Thank you, Mitchell, for telling me what X was. Good job.
That was a really late reaction.
Why?
All right. So for D, as in dotato.
That makes no sense. I don't even think that word exists.
Haven't we talked about this? Had this same conversation?
I'm just saying, that's not in the dictionary. I have checked.
You have looked up dotato. You are such a
You
liar.
want to bet?
Oh my god. What is wrong with you? All right. So now we're going to talk about the next problem. D. D is in dog. That word is in the dictionary.
You gotta Google it real quick.
You know nothing anymore?
I'm gonna make a potato though. I'm gonna get a potato and put a bow on it.
Please do. I'll keep it forever.
I'll bring it to you.
Did you name it Charles and name it and make it your pet?
No,
It's called potato.
It's called Mr. Bo.
Hey, it's raspberry.
Charles.
Did I tell you you used to have a pet rock?
What?
I had a pet rock. When I was little, I had a rock and I named it Jimmy.
You named it.
I wonder if that's.
All right, so now, do we have a variable that is by itself?
Yes,
Why?
X. And it.
Okay,
Just X.
just X.
X equals
Sweetie,
Y
do you
minus
see how this says X equals? That's what we're looking for.
No, but like the variable doesn't have
X
Baby, do you see how this says X equals?
Hey, the number
We're
is
looking
by
for the
itself.
letter and the
By
equal
itself.
sign. All right, so what does X equal?
Y minus 5.
All right, so that's our Oreo this time.
Yeah.
Now, are we going to replace X
What-
or
we're gonna replace
Y?
X.
3x plus Y minus 5 equals 25.
Story.
Thank you.
Okay, again, not at psycho level. Are we going to replace X or Y?
Y.
X.
X.
Guys, it says X equals. Replace this with the Oreo. It says X equals. And remember, you want the same variable. So if I plug Y minus 5 in right here, I'm going to have 3X plus Y minus 5. That's not the same variable. We need the same variable.
Can I leave?
No.
You missed Jimmy already. I've not had a good day.
Jimmy. Alright, so we're saying 3 times Y minus 5 plus Y equals 25. Are we on the same page now?
Hang on.
Hold up. Don't do it.
Are you chewing on your arm? Like you were chewing on your
I'm so upset I'm chewing on my arm.
Don't worry, Mitchell has not effect on people. Yes.
Okay,
I don't think she can hate me anymore than she already.
I don't hate
She told
you.
You told him.
I don't remember this.
I don't remember.
Alright, so now, how do we get rid of parentheses?
We
You,
distribute.
yeah.
So that gives us 3Y minus 15 plus Y equals 25. Now remember, we have to have the same variable and we replaced X with our Oreo. Now we combine like terms. So what's 3Y plus Y? Braden.
4.
4y. Take a point.
So the y is a 1, and we add the y to the 3 dimension.
Yes. I have 3 apples, and I add another apple. I now have 4 apples. Alright, now what would I do, taters?
Do we get a point too?
For what?
She said it.
Can you tell me what to do next? How about you earn your table's point? Look up there and tell me what to do next.
Can I do it? Because I
Oh
know.
wait, you add 15 to both sides.
Look at you go. Take a point. Alright, what's 25 plus 15?
40.
40. So what does y equal?
40. 10.
Mitchell, sweet potatoes, son. Look, it says 4y equals 40. Divide both sides by 4. Just because I don't tell you to do it doesn't mean that you don't do it. I'm just hoping that you know by this point. What's 40 divided by 4?
10.
Okay, now we have our y value. How do we find our x?
Hang on.
X equals 10 minus 5. Take a point. Fantastic. X, you can't go over today. Remember, you can only go over on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. All right, what's 10 minus 5?
5.
5.
Mitchell, every time you and Mazzaro yell something that makes no sense, I'm going to take away a point from your group.
Wait, you heard us say 5 though, right? You heard me say 5.
Yes.
Okay,
We on D, right? Yeah. All
we
right.
get a point for that.
I'm tripping. I'm sorry.
Can I have the tables?
I'm not going to say anything.
All right, Mitchell, tell me what our coordinate is. If you want to talk to your group first, you can talk to your group first. Don't just ask them what it is.
Can I?
So,
I know it though.
Tell me.
I'll tell you.
Tell me what it is.
Tell you.
What comes first, X or Y? You can hold up your fingers and tell me what order they should be in. Baby, what comes first in the alphabet, X or Y? Oh my gosh. Brayden, you may throw out your back if you don't tell me. So tell me what the answer is.
5.
5'10".
He said it.
Oh.
In his head, baby.
Okay.
Okay, take a point, Brayden.
Say it. I had my hand down.
I know, but he has had his hand up looking daggers at me like he's going to murder my whole family if I don't call on him. And if it wasn't going to be him, it was going to have to be Eric because he was also doing the same thing. So, nothing, baby. You're doing great. I'm glad to have you back in class. You're doing great, too.
Wait a minute.
All right, so any questions on D?
Did you just? Okay, I think I know what you did. So you saw that, and then you got 10, and then you leave the 5, and then 5 is what? So you put the X and Y together. Okay.
All right, E, as in Eotato. I was just hoping he would. All right, so we have y equals 3x minus 24, and y equals 2x minus 5. Agree or disagree? That's our problem. Okay, so now we have both of our variables this time are by themselves. So we know that y equals 3x minus 24 and y equals 2x minus 5. So we have 2 Oreos this time. It is.
It is. See?
It is always that dramatic.
Try to correct me. Harder.
Wait, okay.
So this time we're going to take our Oreo and we're going to plug it in for y. So don't be afraid just because it has 2 y equals. If you know that y equals 3x minus 24, replace y with that. So we're going to say 3, you're confused?
Yeah, you said replace Y. Oh, you're replacing
Now does everybody see what I did? I took my 2 parts and I set them equal to each other. Now remember, for us to use substitution correctly, we only have the same variable. Do we only have the same variable?
Yes.
Yes, we do. We got 3.
Yes, we do. We have 3x and 2x. Alright, now how do I move this 2x over here?
You subtract 2.
Okay, so we would subtract 2x plus 3x minus 2x.
1x.
So just x. No. Alright, now what do I do?
24.
Add 24. Awesome. And what's negative 5 plus 24? No. No. 19. Take a point, Parker.
86? Why did you sound so happy about
Because he's
that?
never earned a point for his table and he's
We
pumped.
did it earlier.
2 times in 1 day.
Right.
Yeah,
This is
that's
the
a
first day.
New record.
Right. This is the first day.
I've done it.
First
Alright,
one.
so now we know what x is. What do we need to find now?
Why?
We have. You don't really know? Are you serious? Maybe if you have x, you have to
3x
find
minus
y.
24.
Every time. If I have y, I have to find x. They are lonely without each other. They are soulmates. They must find each other. So you take x, and we're going to plug it back in right here. Is everybody with me? So I have y equals 3. What is x?
2.
19. Nazaro, I really need you to stop saying that you're going to kill yourself. Alright, what's 3 times 19, Tater Tots? 57. She has a calculator.
No, she don't.
In my
She
brain.
used-
Look at you. That's what I'm talking about. Take a
She's like
point.
John's sister.
No, I don't think that's how it works. Alright, what's 57 minus 24? What? What is it? We're whispering at me?
33.
33. Now, how do we write our coordinates? Raise your hand, don't scream at me. Eric! 1933. Take a point.
Was math discovered in 1933?
No, baby. Math has been around since the beginning of time. You've always had to put one and one rock together to get 2.
Okay.
Who discovered it?
The cavemen.
No, they
They
did.
did not.
What was their name?
They didn't even
Mom.
know what math was.
Mother!
They just put 2 stones together.
Oh my gosh. Everybody look at number 2. Everybody look at number 2. On both sheets, okay? Everybody look at number 2.
On which paper?
Oh my gosh. Both sheets, Pumpkin. They're the same problem. Because, honey, one is going to be substituting while one is graphing. You're going to be doing the same problem so you can get the same answer. I just said that a minute ago. Do you understand? Do you see how these are the same problems? Do you see how this has a graph? That you're not even looking. You see how this has a graph? That means you're going to be graphing. You see how this has a blank? That means you're going to be substituting. It's also under the substitution column. Crazy. Crazy. Now, for us to graph, what do we have to solve both of these for?
Why?
Okay? Can someone please help me out and solve this top one for y for me? For 2 points. Tell me how to solve the top one for y.
You gotta, you go
Subtract y.
Alright, we have 5x minus y equals negative 5. How would we solve for y?
Add y to negative 5. And you subtract 5x.
You would subtract 5x. I think that's what Avery was saying as well, right? No? Yeah? Okay, I can't really hear you. So you have negative y equals negative 5x minus 5. Does everybody see how I did that? Okay, honey, I'm trying to get y by itself, so I move this 5x over here. To move it, you have to do the opposite.
But how you get to negative 5?
Because it's negative minus.
But where did you get the other negative from?
Baby, that's from the problem.
But how? Like,
It's in the problem.
I'm so confused.
Okay, Pumpkin. The problem is 5x minus y equals negative 5. To move this 5x, I have to subtract it. So that's where that negative came from. This negative came from because it's in the problem.
Well, why would you?
Why did I put a minus?
No, but 5x right there.
Because it goes out front. Honey, x goes out front. Okay, now can we have a negative y?
No.
No. So divide everything by negative 1. So y equals 5x plus 5. I have done the first step for both sides. This is the first step for both sides on number 2. This is the first step for both sides on number 2. So both of you need to be writing this down. Both of you on number 2. Now if you have substitution, have we solved this and got the variable by itself?
Well, yes.
Yes. So what's our Oreo?
5x plus 5.
So what are we going to replace? Are we going to replace x or y with our Oreo?
Y.
We're going to replace y. So that helps you start this one. You're going to replace y with 5x plus 5. Over here, what else do you need to do? You've solved the first one. You can graph it. What else do you have to do? You have to solve the bottom one for y. So you would solve it the same way. This one you have to divide by negative 6. Remember to divide everything by negative 6. Get started. You have to ask each other questions before you can ask me. Ready, set, go.